You know, you want to think about a boring industry, think about paint manufacturing. And yet one of our digital masters is Asian Paints in India. And Asian Paints did this vision, the leadership, the transformation stuff very well. What they did, they started off as 13 different regions in India. And the management team realized that if they stayed as 13 different regions, they would never really be much better than they were before. So they said, what we really should be is we need to be a more unified company. We don't know quite what it's going to get us, but if we're a more unified company, we will be better. They put the regions together in one countrywide organization. They tied together systems to make things work well. They built a call center to connect tighter to their customers. And what happens there now is, no matter where you are in India, you're going to get the same service from that call center that anybody else in India gets. And they constantly improve that service. But on top of that now, they learn certain regions tend to be faster than other regions, and they can learn how trends are moving. They can improve their process on a regular basis. They have moved from offering just selling paint to retailers to offering to just paint your house for you. And people love that. It works really well. They've moved from being 13 regions within India, competing in a tough paint market, to being one unified dominant firm in India, and now they're in more than a dozen countries around the world. That's that idea of taking this vision, engaging your employees, making it happen, steering very strongly. And then once you hit a step, you find more and more and more things you can do with it. There are a lot of challenges in making this happen. And the two that are really critical challenges that everybody tends to run into is, one is helping people understand why they need to change. The other is making sure the IT is ready to change and ready to help you along on the platform. So on helping people understand they need to change, certainly there are burning platforms. And sometimes you can just make the case that if you don't change, you're in trouble. So at Burberry, for example, they were growing 1 or 2% a year, while all their competitors were growing at 12 to 13% a year. There was a real point where Angela Ahrendts, the CEO, could jump in and say, we have to make a change happen in this company. As she was changing branding, as she was unifying the company, as she was becoming more digital, she had to bring her people along. And she did a lot of communication to help them understand their customer is not ladies who lunch, as she called them, but their customer is now the rich millennial customer in Asia and other places. And she had to convince her people. But once she convinced her people, momentum started. And they were able to do really fascinating things there. So burning platform is great. If it's not a burning platform, you need to do an engaging vision that other people are going to buy into very strongly. So you think about what GE is doing with their industrial internet. They are saying we're no longer selling jet engines and pieces of machinery. We're selling connected devices. And what that means is now GE not only is selling things for usage, they're actually renting their things and guaranteeing performance. So we don't sell jet engines to airlines anymore. GE is saying, we'll sell you an hour of a running engine. They can do that because they have the information coming off those engines, and they know better than anybody else when the right time is to do repairs, how to keep it running at top shape. And the airlines are happy for that too, because they don't have any unexpected outages that they might have had before. Extend that out to now whole factories talking to each other, whole communities talking to each other. That's an engaging vision that engineers can buy into. And that's what GE is trying to build out in their piece.